Steve Jewin, MMA Mania.
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going good. This is the second time we talked. Last time was right before you ran BYB Extreme 5, so how you been?
Man, I've been great, man. Blessed and highly favored.
Now, you got a big fight coming up with Kimbo Slice February 19th at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. It's going to be an amazing co-main event. What are your feelings about that fight now that we're getting close to the time that's going to take place?
Wow, I think that it was long overdue, and thanks to the great people over there at Bellator, for putting it together. It's something that I feel the people wanted to see. It's something that needed to be done. I mean, I was incomplete without it, because I was forever getting looked at as Kimbo's shadow or Kimbo's protege or so forth like that. So it's like I'm my own person. I have my own identity, and I feel like I've done a lot of great things with the movie and, and so forth like that. And I think that it's about time, for me, to actually go on and put this guy in his place since he's this guy and where he's come from. And Bellator 149 out of Houston, Texas is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to shock the world.
Let's go back to that history a little bit. Something we touched on the last time I interviewed you is that for a while you were his bodyguard, and then things kind of soured after that. And I know you said you're tired of your name being tied to his, but at the same time, it's also inescapable because you were actually protecting him, and he's a badass, so you got to be a badass to protect a badass.
Exactly, and when I say I was his bodyguard, it was not so much that, hey, listen, this guy needs me to fight for him because he's capable of defending himself. We're talking about, that is like a smaller aspect because I play cornerback to intercept problems, right? If I see certain situations, I'm gonna stop it before I get to him. He's easily to be provoked, right? So you're talking about lawsuits, you're talking about people coming up, getting slick and, putting you inside of a position so you could throw a punch and then you get sued and you lose everything. It was multiple roles that, I would play, and I did that, and it wasn't for the money. I did that because I see my friend was doing some great things. But the love that I had for him, he did not have that for me in return, I would get up at all hours, of the night at the drop of a dime if they needed me, and I flew wherever they needed me to fly at, and I was there 100% because that was my friend, and I started seeing, a shift in him because I'm stronger than him. So if we're working out and I'm working out with 300-400 pounds, I'm not showing that. That's what I do, So individuals start getting inside of his head like, you got to watch Dada. Dada's going to take care of it. Man, I'm just being me. And instead of him coming to me, he held it in. And I seen that, they was trying to hurt me in multiple ways, trying to set me up for crazy things. And I'm like, yo, listen, let me get away from these individuals because I'm not going to let them put me in a position to get hurt, And I told him, I said, listen, you guys are going pro. Let me do the backyard fighting. Hey, I was already doing it. I've done fights that they've kept, that they've never released, but I'm your boy. I'm your friend. But yet and still you're continuing to lie to me. So I just got fed up with it, man. And after a month turned into years and I've never seen none of my fight footage, I was like, man, I'm done with this, man. I'm a friend, but now I'm just gonna go and do my own thing. They told me I was making the biggest mistake of my life, by leaving Tim Kimbo. I asked them to this day, do you really still think that I made the biggest mistake of my life? After I left them, I've won 2 Emmys on NBC. I went front page ESPN, very big with Maxim Magazine, National Geographic, Rolling Stones, EA Sports, Sun Sentinel, NBC, CBS, ABC, got the movie out, Vice Media, EA Sports, a slew of, projects with guys like Akon, Tiger Woods, Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino. The list goes on and on and on of my resume by far trumps Kimbo's life. And I did all of that after they said that I made the biggest mistake. See, I was not just an entourage dude. I always been a thinker. I haven't gotten this far by being dumb, naive, foolish, stupid. I know how to reinvent myself. Just like I reinvented the wheel with Backyard Fight. Now it's a phenomenon. Kimbo Slice, he did it. But by George, by golly, he didn't take this culture, this sport to the height that Dada 5000 had taken it to because my movement was not selfish. He only wanted it to be about him. He didn't want nobody to upclass him or outdo him. That's why they hid all of my footage. That's why they didn't want me to come out. Yeah, my footage probably wasn't as technical It wasn't that skillful. It was backed by blood force trauma, you know? And at the end of the day, I was brutal. I'm a slugger. I'm a brawler. And he's scared. Don't get it confused. And he has every right to be. We're both just one punch away from victory. The difference is this here, he's finna get bombarded. And he don't know which way they're gonna come from. And Bellator 149, you know, two things are gonna happen. He's gonna lose, and he's gonna retire. Unless they want to redo his contract, but I don't see why when they have the truth standing right in the front of them.
All right, well, I got multiple questions out of that. So I want to know if you think the money and the fame was what made Kimbo start acting funny. Do you think it was getting Elite XC fights, getting covers of video games that made him start to sour and not do the things they promised they would do as part of Team Kimbo?
Yes, man. His vision was blocked, man. The people that he didn't get here by himself, man. The people inside the community that helped him out, he wouldn't dare even acknowledge them. He don't come back to the hood, you know, unless it's conducive to him. He ain't been back there in 10 years. He don't know what's going on, man. You know, he could talk the talk, but he's not walking the walk. It's almost like an election, right? If I'm president, I'm going to do this, but then when you get elected, you do everything except for what you said you was going to do. That's Kimbo's life. Remember what he said. He's a 7-figure NIGGA that moves with the white folks. Now, guess what? That's good. That's good. The problem is not you moving. The people in the streets is disappointed that you never came back. And then he stated, well, you know, what the hell am I coming back to the hood for? All of my friends, they're with me. They're rich and they're successful. You know? So at the end of the day, you know, he basically stated that, you know, he's alienated himself away from everybody else. And, yo, the community is hot. They're pissed with him. You know? He's changed. He's not the same guy that was on the streets. He's better. Look at him on his videos sipping tea with his pinky out. You know? Who does that?
Well, let me ask you this then. After all this bad blood and him going Hollywood and forgetting about his friends in the hood, can there ever be a settlement of the beef? Can you guys, through violence in the cage, have peace with each other?
I mean, you know, I practice what I preach, man. And my boy CJ asked me just like that, Dada, after the fight, you know what I'm saying? If you win, it ain't no if, when I win, you know, would you at least shake his hand? I wouldn't be the guy that preaches what I preach to the guys in the backyard because they show love to each other after win or lose. They get up and they hug each other. I will extend my hand. Will he take it? No. Well, let me correct that. I will extend my hand after they put the smelling salt underneath him and they bring him back, you know? But I know for a fact he would not shake my hand because this fight is about as personal as personal can get. It's for real. This is not for the cameras. This guy is angry. He's super duper hot. That guess what? After all of the things that he did, after all of the things that he said, you know, this dude has done everything, including, if I'm not mistaken, called the police on me when I was having my backyard fight to get me shut down. It didn't work. He got inside the Miami Herald and he said these words, and I got to post. And I'm going to post. See, I'm going to nail this guy because I'm his most dangerous opponent. I know him. The world knows Kimbo Slice. I growed up with Kevin Anthony Ferguson. I know him. No one can tell me nothing about him. He says, well, yeah, man, yeah, God, I know a lot about me. You damn right I do, and I'm going to use it all in my victory game plan. Well, I'm your most, I cannot say it enough, you know what I'm saying, to the extent of what I will say is this right here, right? When you look at him, you know, he's someone that, you know, the people were proud of, you know, but when you look inside all his interviews, right, he talks F nigga this, F nigga that, everything is big. And see, that right there is just a tool, you know what I'm saying, that comes out for what he originally lacked. He's not articulate. He's not charismatic. He doesn't have a personality. He doesn't have a character. That's why all of his movie roles are short and he always gets killed in every one because he's worth it. Coming up to this bout, you know, he's gonna get exposed. His whole career he was babied because his name put butts in chairs. Think about it. Even in the backyard, all of the guys that he fought, none of them was really athletic, maybe one or two, but they were already paid. Those guys just wasn't getting back there. They was paid. It was designed to do what it did, and that was make him look good. Even when he first got into the game, he was fighting guys like Ray Mercer, you know, which he could have lost guillotine, but he punched his head out. Everybody that he fought, it was designed for him to win because either they were old or they were young and garbage. He took the safe way. He took the safe route his whole career because he was marketable. We all know that Stevie Wonder could see it. But all of that's about to get stopped. He didn't want to take this fight because he hated me just that much. But because I became a star in my own right, he could not afford to no longer overlook me. Bellator put this game right inside his lap, and I play it. So now he has to deal with it. Not want to mention my name because he wouldn't want me to become relevant. He don't have to because I don't need his validation. I'm already, battle tested, battle approved. I'm 2-0, both first round knockouts. They say, well, Dada, you ain't fight nobody. Okay, I'm not going to argue that. But neither did he. You know what I'm saying? So everybody that got knocked out, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to be no different. He's going to take the hammer. He's going to sleep. I'm going to bring a pillow, and I'm going to throw it right by his feet. You know what I'm saying? I hope they don't put it too far away from the ring because he's going to need it. It took them 10 years to build his name up, and it's going to take me seconds to minutes to tear him down.
You've made a lot of predictions for this fight already, but I do have to ask you because you said earlier that it's a fight where it can end in one punch at any time. Either he could catch you or you could catch him. So let's roll back a little bit to that Ken Shamrock fight he had last June in St. Louis. Is there anything you can take away, or do you think there's anything he can take away from that to make it a little bit longer of a fight, or do you think it's really just going to end that quick?
Well, I mean, both of us aggressive, man. It's going to be like, shooting two dudes. It's like taking a 357, which is me, against, a 38, which is him, and putting both barrels, it's like a new game of Russian roulette, right? You point your gun at a person, the person point their gun at you, and y'all are both barrel to barrel. Duct tape those barrels together, and you pull the trigger. May the best bullet win, the bigger bullet win, the smarter bullet win. It's dangerous for both of us because we got a lot to lose. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is, I beat him, his career's over. See, he's lost already. He's been knocked out. He's tasted defeat. He's tasted unconsciousness. I've never been knocked out. I've never been beat up. And I ain't wait to get to be a grown man and pick February 19th at Bellator MMA 149 out in Houston, Texas at 9 o'clock p.m. to start.
Would it surprise you if he decided not to stand there and trade with you knowing your power? What if he goes for a single leg takedown?
I'm going to hurt him. Them hammer strikes is vicious. I'm going to hurt him. I'm cerebral, man. And he could train for me. I could train for him. He can't train for me. His life is an open book. I think that he's going to come inside. Number one, he's not that technical. He's not the same person. Let's go back to the Ken Shamrock, man. You've seen it. Shit. Man, I get that guy like that, man. Y'all going to have to elevate him. Fuck the ambulance taking him away. I hope he's fighting in a dome with a retractable roof. So the helicopter will come right down and take him out. I'm too much. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, aside from ripping phone books in half, I don't have to have the correct technique. I'm just that much of a brute. And coming in in shape, to the point that there's nothing that he's going to be able to do with me. I mean, his hands is his best, weapon. We all know, man, he's been inside the game like almost 10 years. And nobody in MMA really respects him, man. You don't have to agree with me. You know it's true, to the point that he's been inside the business for a while, and everybody knows you get him on the ground, he has no ground game. He should be ranked as a belt. The only belt that guy has is the one that he used to hold his hands up. He's nowhere near black belt. He's allergic to the ground. I'm coming in there to knock him out. But guess what? If he goes to the ground, then guess what? I'm going to really hurt him there too. I'm going to hurt him there too. I wouldn't be surprised. You said something. He just may not want to stand there. He's more technical. I get him. He has good hands. But my hands, I'm not a slouch. I'm not a slouch either. To the point that, there's a lot of TNT thunder. I got an FPL call on me when they want somebody's lights turned out. And I'm one punch away. I hit him, I'm going to hurt him. He's never been hit by somebody as strong as me. I'm clearly the strongest person he's ever been inside a professional ring or cage with.
I also want to know, since you mentioned you'll be in the best shape ever for this fight, what do you plan to weigh for this fight? What's your target weight?
Wow, 40 pounds more than him.
Well, there is a 265 weight limit, so if he's 265, that's not going to work.
Good one. Hey, listen. I forgot who I was talking to. I was playing a little checkers there, and you was playing chess. I like that one. No, listen, if they say 265, man, I'm coming to hit that dead on. Maybe 264. You know, I'm not playing with this guy. You know, this is a hurt business that we're in, and that's exactly what I'm coming to do. I'm coming to hurt him. You know, I was not mad. I'm still not mad. He's angry. He's very angry. Me, I'm more looking at it like it's another day at the office. They say, well, Dada 5,000, you're fighting Kimbo fights. I'm like, yeah, man, you gotta be great. No, I don't. I don't have to be great. I just gotta be better than him that night. That's it. I just gotta be better than him. And the next opponent be better than him. You know, he stated something. He said, well, after my fight at Bellator 149, you know what I'm saying? I'll fight Roy Jones Jr. or I'll fight Kurt Angle. You know what I'm saying? Dude, did anybody ever tell this oxymoron that you can never put the cart before the horse? The horse pulls the cart. You know, you overlooking clearly. You know what I'm saying? You overlooking me. Dude, you're not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? To the ring to fight neither one of them guys, because you're not getting past me. You really, if you're really thinking that this is gonna be a cakewalk for you, then you're sadly mistaken, dude. You sadly mistaken. His kids, his wife, his mom, you know, and said, you better beat that F nigga. You better F him up, or else you can't come back home. See, you know, to the family of Kimbo Slice, you guys are asking him to do something that's out of his control. He doesn't have no control over what you're asking him to do. And then you're putting the guy between a rock and a hard spot, because you're telling him he's going to be homeless when he loses. Guess what? I guess Kimbo Slice is about to be homeless, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, maybe you can show some spirit of generosity then and put him up somewhere in South Miami once he ends up homeless. What about that?
Yeah, I'll put him in the shittiest hotel room out of 5. Full of rats and roaches.
Well, as you and I both know, Dada 5000 is a movement, and you got all of South Miami behind you right now. So how many of them are making the trip out to Houston? How many of your fans do you think are going to be there?
Oh, wow, a lot, man. They're getting it together now, man. You know, and I really feel like it's going to be epic, you know. Man, I got thousands of people, man, that's going to be, you know, uniformed out. I got at least 500 people from Texas that's going to be in the section wearing the same thing. You know, yeah. You know, so, man, we're gonna really do this right here really big, man. This is a big fight, you know, the biggest of my career, you know, and hands down, this is the most meaningful of his. Again, he's lost already a couple times, you know. He's got knocked out a couple times. But guess what, you know, look at it like this, Kimbo Slice. You've lost, you've been knocked out, you know, and I know that right there stings. But you're gonna have to relive that once again on February 19th. But, you know, look at it on the bright side. You cannot get knocked out by the hands of a more better man than Dada 5000. That should take a little bit of the sting out of it.
Well, hopefully it does, because one way or another, it's going to be an explosive fight. But it also comes right on the heels of another explosive fight, Ken Shamrock and Royce Gracie for the third and possibly final time. And since Kimbo and Ken have history, and you're going to be there to make some history with Kimbo, what are your thoughts on the Ken Shamrock Royce Gracie fight coming after yours?
Well, Ken is my dude. I mean, I take my hat off to Royce, you know, Gracie, you know, because they found it, you know, this great martial arts technique called Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, you know, which people all across the world, you know, they practice, you know, so that's good. You know, but I have a personal relationship with Ken Shamrock, and we just hit it off great. You know, he's a guy after my own heart. You know, and he's a pioneer of a movement because listen, Ken came from a backyard environment. In the beginning of UFC, these guys had no gloves. You know, Shoney Carter, Royce Gracie, the Gracie brothers, Ken Shamrock, they were bare knuckles out there fighting. You know, so we can relate to each other because I'm doing something that he helped, you know, bring to the forefront, you know. And I had to ask Ken, you know, and I guess he'll share that with you great guys, you know, soon. I said, Ken, you know, and I just throwed it out there. I said, Ken, listen, you know, wouldn't it be awesome, man, to end your career, you know, how you started, Man, you started, you know what I'm saying, before the gloves were on, they were off, and you were one of the first people to get on national TV, you know what I'm saying, bare-fisted, you know, inside the beginning days of UFC. You know, you traveled the world, man. You've done some great things. You had an illustrious career, you know what I'm saying, in combat sports and entertainment. You know, wouldn't it be nice, you know, to be inside of a backyard event, you know what I'm saying, as your bon voyage to actually competing, you know, as a prize fighter, you know, and he just sat there and he just looked towards the sky. So I knew he was thinking about it. You know, and I said, man, it'll be badass, man. So I guess him and his people, you know what I'm saying, we have a national movement, man, with BYB Backyard Brawls. You know, man, we have a lot of capital behind us. You know, man, we have a lot of great minds, creative minds, never take a day off, you know, and we can put that together on pay-per-view. That'll be tough. You know, I'm thinking, you know, I got a couple guys from across the pond, you know, and these guys, James Quinn with Knuckles. James Quinn is another one. And I'm thinking that, man, if James could cut down on weight, you know, these are two BKB legends, you know, and I think that would be something, you know what I'm saying, to see if both camps, you know, at some time in the near future, you know what I'm saying, but we'll be willing to entertain. But Ken is my dude. He's my boy, you know, so I'm rooting for Ken Shamrock, you know, with against Royce. You know, and for the record, you know, even when Ken Shamrock had Kimbo on the ground, you know, I was yelling at the TV home, you know, in Paran. I've always rooted for Kimbo. Even though, you know what I'm saying, I don't really dislike him. I just dislike his ways, but by his ways being a part of him, you know what I'm saying, I think that if he apologizes to me on national TV, you know, then, you know, I just may bury the hatchet, you know. But other than that, no, he's a nasty dude, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, I'm looking to put an end to him. This shit is gonna be vicious, you know, because it's for real. He said that I'm gonna break his jaw, I'm gonna break his leg. Dude, what the fuck, bro? I'm not letting you do that to me. You know what I'm saying? The same shit you're talking about doing to me is what I'm gonna attempt to do to you. The difference is, I'm really in a position to do it. You're just talking, bro. You're not physically capable of doing none of this shit you're talking about. You move like you're a step away from the old folks' home. You know? You've been knocked out. So that trigger underneath your chin is just waiting for me to cock it back and pull it. It's real simple.
All right.
So I'm really, you know what I'm saying, I'm really focused on coming out there and doing the nimble on this dude. He chose the music, come Bellator, you know what I'm saying, 19 at 9 o'clock p.m. on Spike TV. We're going to get in that ring and we're going to dance.
Absolutely. In just 2 weeks, Bellator 149, Toyota Center, Houston, Texas, co-main event. Dada 5000 brings the movement to Texas to take on Kimbo Slice, or as he grew up knowing him, Kevin Anthony Ferguson. We're going to see which one shows up, Kevin or Kimbo.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you something, you know, he better bring his alter ego because he's going to need some help. So he better ask, Kimbo better ask Kevin, you know what I'm saying? If you see me going down, man, come on in. Give me that second kick in to win. Because he's going to need all the help he can get. 3 people is going inside that cage, but only 2 is coming out. Me and the referee on our own will. You know, Kimbo Slice, you know, it's going to be a short night at the office. And guess what? You know what I'm saying? He's that third wheel. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. Who's getting left?
No, you don't. And on that note, I want to say thank you, Dada. I appreciate it. And I want to give you this chance, like I always do, get some plugs in, get the movement out there, let everybody know what's coming up besides just this fight.
Okay, listen, I just want to say, hey, ladies and gentlemen, to all of the listeners that are out there, you know, if you haven't watched my movie, you know, Dogfight, go to Netflix now and watch it. Spell it DAWGFIGHT. It's historical, it's epic, and it's real. It's raw, it's authentic. You cannot mention backyard fighting nowhere in the world. It's got a 5,000 name. It's not coming up in it. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, you know, YouTube, at Facebook, at The Real Dada 5000. Follow, like, subscribe. Man, this right here is what we do. We make hits. Also, you know, my movement, BYB Extreme. Go to BYBExtreme.com, you know, for all your latest apparels, you know, brawler shirts, so forth like that. You know, this fight is going to be epic. We're going to be filming Dogfight 2. I called Kimbo out in Dogfight 1. Now Dogfight 2, we're going to be filming that. It's going to be released. It's already sold. So we have a time frame on it to get it out. It's going to be released in 2017. you know, and the cameras will be out there for Bellator, 149. So it's going to be really, really interesting. Stay tuned. Follow the innovators, you know what I'm saying? Not the imitators and the duplicators, This movement, is all about the people, It's not selfish. We are the gray area between MMA and boxing. 305, Dada 5000 out there in Houston, Texas in 2 weeks. That's what's popping.
Absolutely. Dada, thank you so much for the time today. We're really looking forward to seeing the movement come on February 19th at the Toyota Center. It's going to be awesome.